The city of Lagos never sleeps. From dawn until midnight, its heartbeat is loud. Horns blaring, danfos swerving, traders shouting prices, and the constant rush of people chasing money. In the middle of this chaos lived Daniel Thompson, a 25-year-old graduate who had been without a stable job for 3 years. Daniel's father had passed away when he was just 16, leaving his mother to raise him and his younger sister, Amelia, in Surulere. His mother worked as a secretary in a law firm, but her salary barely covered food and rent. Daniel carried the weight of the family on his shoulders, but despite his good grades, every job interview ended with disappointment. One night, as he sat on the balcony of their small 2-bedroom apartment, Amelia walked up to him. "Danny, you worry too much," she said softly. "You'll get a job soon. God will make a way." But Daniel was tired of waiting for miracles. Every day he watched people flaunt wealth, cars with tinted windows, men in suits, women dripping with gold jewelry, and he wondered why honesty felt like a curse. Lagos had taught him one bitter truth. The line between survival and destruction was very thin. One afternoon, Daniel's old classmate, Richard Cole, pulled up in a brand new black Mercedes-Benz outside Daniel Street. "Danny boy!" Richard shouted, stepping out in a designer suit. His wristwatch glittered in the sun. Daniel forced a smile. "Richard, long time. You look successful." Richard grinned. "Success is a choice, my brother. You can't wait for life to hand it to you. You take it." They went to a restaurant on the island, where Richard ordered food without looking at the prices. Daniel sat quietly, ashamed of the worn-out shirt he wore. Then Richard leaned closer. "I know you. You're smart, ambitious. Why waste time waiting for a job? I can introduce you to a network. Legit money, fast life. You'll never worry about bills again." Daniel frowned. "What kind of business?" Richard smirked. "The kind that doesn't wait for permission. We invest, we move, and we reap. But you must be ready to commit." Though Richard never said the exact words, Daniel knew what he meant. Lagos was buzzing with stories of Yahoo boys, ritual cults, and secret deals. He had always sworn never to fall into such darkness. But as Richard dropped him off at home, Daniel's mind replayed the image of the Mercedes, the expensive perfume, the way waiters treated Richard with respect. That night he could not sleep. Amelia's school fees were due, and their landlord had threatened eviction. The temptation had been planted. A week later Richard called. "Danny, are you ready to change your life? There's a meeting tonight in Lekki. Only serious minds are invited." Against his better judgment, Daniel agreed. They arrived at a mansion hidden inside an estate. The security was tight. Men in black suits, tinted glasses, speaking in low tones. Inside, young men and women laughed loudly, champagne bottles popped, and the atmosphere reeked of power. Daniel's eyes caught a woman sitting elegantly by the corner. Vanessa Martin, a 24-year-old fashion designer, stunning and confident. Their eyes met briefly, and she smiled at him. Soon, a tall man in a navy blue suit entered. His voice silenced the room. "Welcome to the League," he began. "Here we do not chase money. Money chases us. But every prize has a price. Loyalty is the foundation. Betray us, and you pay with your life." The meeting that followed was cryptic. Daniel realized this was no ordinary gathering. The League was involved in high-level fraud, human trafficking, and even organ trade. Richard whispered, "This is where true wealth is born. Think of your family. Think of Amelia." Daniel's stomach twisted. He wanted out, but part of him feared walking away. At the end of the night, Vanessa approached him. "You're new," she said with a sly smile. "Be careful. The League gives, but it also takes." Her words echoed like a warning. For weeks, Daniel wrestled with his conscience. He avoided his mother's questions, lied about late-night outings, and tried convincing himself he was only exploring. Vanessa, who seemed strangely interested in him, often called. She revealed she too had joined because of desperation. "I wanted to build my fashion brand, but the money never came." The League promised me the world. First it felt good. Now? She trailed off, her eyes clouded. Daniel asked, "Now what?" She whispered, "Now I feel trapped. The more you take, the deeper they own you." One evening, Daniel returned home to find Amelia crying. Their landlord had embarrassed her in front of neighbors, demanding rent. That night he made a decision. He called Richard. "I'm in." Daniel's first assignment was simple. Impersonate a foreign businessman online. Richard and others guided him, teaching him how to manipulate conversations, how to exploit emotions, how to convince wealthy women abroad to invest. Money began to flow. Within 2 months, Daniel bought his mother new clothes, paid Amelia's school fees, and moved them into a better apartment. His mother praised God, believing Daniel had found honest work. But Daniel knew he was living a lie. One night, Richard invited him to a secret ritual. "It's necessary," Richard said firmly. "Protection. Without it, your money won't last." They drove to an isolated building in Ikorodu. Inside, men in red robes chanted around a fire. Daniel's heart pounded as they demanded he swear an oath. He hesitated, but Richard's glare burned into him. With trembling hands, Daniel repeated the words. From that moment he was bound. As months passed, Daniel's wealth grew, but so did his fear. He began to notice strange accidents happening to those who left the League. One man's car exploded. Another drowned mysteriously. Vanessa confided in him. "I want out. I can't keep living like this." Daniel whispered, "Me too." "But how?" Vanessa revealed she had been secretly gathering evidence. Documents, recordings, names of top members. "If we expose them, maybe we can escape." Daniel's chest tightened. Expose the League. That was suicide. But Vanessa's determination was contagious. They planned to run away together, to leave Lagos and start afresh. However, Richard grew suspicious. "Danny, you've changed. Be careful. The League sees everything." One night, as Daniel prepared to meet Vanessa, his phone buzzed. A text message. "Don't trust her. She's been marked." Confused, Daniel rushed to their meeting point in Victoria Island. But as he arrived, he saw black SUVs surrounding the cafe. Men in suits dragged Vanessa out, her mouth gagged, her eyes wide with terror. Daniel froze. Richard stepped out of one SUV, his face cold. "You disappoint me, Danny. I warned you, loyalty or death." Before Daniel could react, Richard signaled. 2 men grabbed him, shoving him into the car beside Vanessa. They were taken to a warehouse near Apapa. Inside, members of the League surrounded them. The leader stepped forward. "You thought you could betray us? Foolish children. The League is eternal. No one escapes." Daniel's knees shook. He wanted to scream, to beg. But before he could, Vanessa spoke. "Do what you want with me. But Daniel is innocent. He only followed me." Tears filled Daniel's eyes. Vanessa's bravery pierced his soul. The leader raised his hand. But before judgment could fall, sirens wailed outside. Armed police stormed the warehouse. Bullets flew, chaos erupted. In the confusion, Daniel and Vanessa crawled to safety. Later, Daniel learned Vanessa had tipped off an undercover officer weeks earlier. The evidence she gathered had led to the raid. But Vanessa paid the price. She was shot in the crossfire. Her last words to Daniel were faint. "Live right. Don't waste this second chance." Daniel was arrested, interrogated, and later released on plea bargain for cooperating with authorities. The League collapsed, many members imprisoned. Richard vanished, never seen again. Daniel returned home, broken but alive. He confessed everything to his mother, who wept bitterly. Amelia refused to speak to him for months. But Daniel changed. He began working with NGOs, sharing his story to warn young people about the dangers of greed and crime. Standing before hundreds of students one day, he said, "I thought wealth would give me peace. Instead, it gave me chains. Lagos is full of temptations, but quick money always comes with a hidden price. Patience and integrity may look slow, but they build a future no one can take away. The hall erupted in applause. Daniel knew his scars would never fade, but at least they carried meaning. Greed is a trap. Chasing quick wealth can destroy your future. Peer pressure kills. Not every friend who looks successful is truly free. Choices have consequences. One wrong step can bind you to years of regret. Integrity pays, even if slowly. Honest work may look small at first, but it brings true peace. Betrayal and crime never end well. Secrets always surface, and evil consumes its own. Value family and patience. Desperation for money blinds, but true love and persistence last.
Kindly subscribe, like, and comment for more interesting stories.